after all those battles, and he won all those battles, the nations were in subjection completely.
That's why King
They couldn't rise up or anything.
Yep.
When they started to rise up, that was when the Lord, this was after Solomon's death.
Yep, and the kingdom was parted.
When the kingdom got split. And the Lord basically turned his face from us.
Yep.
That's when the nations gained the courage to rise up against us again.
Worshiping idols, man. Committing spiritual adultery against the Most High power.
Matter of fact, somebody get Judith.
Israel
Get
Judith
5.
Oh, yeah. Judith 5.
To let you know that these nations know they can't even fuck with us as long as the Lord is with us.
Yep. Like 20, in the 20s, I think. When we talking about Nahor. I mean, what's his name? In Judith.
Judith 5 and start like around 19.
19, okay.
Somebody get that.
Yeah, points in 20, I think. Someone got it?
Judith 5 and
I'll read it.
I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 19. It says, but now, you want me to start at 19? I think I can start with
yeah, go ahead.
It says, I start at, I gotta start at 16. This is Judith chapter 5 and 16. It says, and they cast forth before the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Jebusite, and the Sycamite, and all the Girgasites, and they dwelt in that country many days. And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because their power that hated iniquity was with them.
Yep. And guess what? Now we know that after this deliverance, we're going to be changed. Yep. And that's when the new covenant is going to be established and activated in us. Well, we ain't going to be able to sin anymore, so the Lord will never turn his face to us ever again.
Yeah.
He'll never turn his face from us. So that means that we're going to be dwelling safely in our land and we ain't got nothing to fear. Because the nations are going to know that the Lord is actually with us. They dreaded Yahweh Shanal Shai, man. They feared him. They referred to him as Al-Shani. They remember what the Lord did for us in Egypt.
Yeah.
That when the Lord delivered us and we came from up out of there, they feared us. When they see what the Lord's going to do, when He stripped them of their power, when these nations see that their idols have no power, that's when they're going to know. That's the true living God there. And these are the people of that God. We can't do nothing against them. They knew this way back then, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, continuing. It says, but when they departed from the way which He appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
According to the curse. The Lord said He would put these curses upon us if we went against the covenant. We didn't hearken unto His voice and didn't keep His commands. These were those conditions. We would basically be powerless. The Lord would turn His back to us, and we would be pretty much exposed to these other nations and vulnerable. With no might, they would be able to surround us and overtake us, cause a famine in the land, kidnap us and bring us into their land, serve them in their countries. They was able to do that then because of sin. In the kingdom, no Israelite's going to sin because we're going to be in the new covenant. The Lord said, all Israel shall know the least of the greatest. And we're not going to have to teach one another anymore. Go ahead.
It says, and were led captives into the land that was not theirs. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies.
During the Babylonian captivity. Babylonians, they raised siege to Jerusalem and took us down. They conquered all the other nations, the Syrians, the Egyptians. They ultimately came for us. All right? And they stripped the temple down and all that. And we didn't have any power to fight back. That's why we got conquered. Even our king took away in that captivity.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a curse. That Israel was serving idols. So the Lord brought other nations to put us in slavery and captivity. Sieged on us, man. Caused famines. You know? That's what happens. So in the kingdom, we're going to be perfect. The Lord's going to forget our iniquities. You know? So we're going to be, you know, our power is going to be with us, man. You know? Forever. Ever and ever. Everlasting kingdom, man. You know?
Yeah, we can't forget that. Even the Lord said, the tabernacle of the Most High shall be with men, and He's going to dwell with them. They shall be my people, and I shall be their God. So you mean to tell me they're going to rebel and try to fight against us with the presence of the Lord dwelling among us? They're going to be that stupid and audacious to try to all of a sudden rise up against us with celestial power over them. We're going to have the power to be able to, just like how they got on the left-hand side, they can cause weather warfare on nations. They can use weather modification technology. We ain't going to even have to do that. Yeah. Said if you don't try to come before us to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, we're going to cause a famine.
Anybody who refuses to be ruled over by Yahushua is going to be slave.
Oh, yeah.
And trust me, they're going to get the point after 1,000 years, man. They're going to get the point. You know? It's going to be hereditary servitude. You know? Just like, you know, Jake, was in slavery and he got fed fucking slop, pork and all that shit. And through hereditary,
Blues Brothers.
you know, that's why Jake all fucked up, man.
Oh, shit.
You know? Still eating pork and all shellfish. That's because of slavery, man. Our slave masters made us eat that shit, man. But you nations in slavery, man, for that 1,000 years, you gonna know, man. Your seed gonna know. You know, your seed gonna be free. You know? It's gonna be a hereditary fear.
Yeah, they're gonna fear our kids. Are you saying? Yeah.
Verse 19. But now are they returned to their God.
Just like we're returning right now. In the land of right captivity, they shall remember themselves. That's why it says in Revelation 11, and fear fell upon them which saw them. All right? Because why? The Lord putting that breath back into us, and now we're standing upon our feet again. With the wisdom of the Lord. Through the Holy Spirit. We're rising back up, reclaiming our heritage, our identity. And these nations, they're fearful, man. That's why they deem this as a threat.
Right.
They ain't concerned with the Black Panthers, man. They ain't concerned with all the little bullshit that they're doing now these days. They're not concerned with that, man.
The gun club with the black gun club and everything.
Yeah, when those Israelis over there, like not a Jew, right? When he says that Hamas and the Iran and the Israel acts evil, that's their biggest enemy. Nah, man, we're their biggest enemy. You know, they know that this is their biggest threat to their empire, to their rulership. You know, there's certain of them that come out and said that, in particular, the biggest threat to them is the so-called Negro.
Yeah, that one woman.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. I don't know what type of meeting that was. I think she represented the small hats, and she was like, the biggest threat is the young, the young Black American generation.
And not the rap,
The young
trap,
generation of Black American.
trap Negro. You know, the man that's returning to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That man.
So I just want to answer what you're saying. Because the thing about it, if somebody stole your identity, the last thing you want is for them to show up. Okay? That's the last thing you want. And that's the last thing they want is us standing up and saying, no, we are the real people. Look, let's prove it, right? Because they can't prove it, but they haven't been required to prove it either. Now we're making them prove it by proving it ourselves. So now they're supposed to come out and show, no, it's us because it is this and this.
Right.
But they don't have the prophecy behind them like we do.
Yeah, they don't have the receipts.
That's why they gotta lie and manipulate the prophecies, like Netanyahu been doing. Talking about Isaiah 60:18 is gonna apply to them when they take out the mosque. Like, stop it, man.
They'd agree with that.
But hey, they would have to agree with him. Because if you're saying that we're gonna still have to worry about nations rising up and starting a war with us in our own kingdom, then that's the same point we use against the small hats. How are y'all the people, but the prophecies, there's still war. Y'all getting into wars with these Arab nations. Y'all shooting rockets and bombs, and they shooting back at you. How is that happening when the prophecies say that when the mountain being established at the top of the hill, all nations flowing to it, that nations are going to not only learn the laws, but also nations shall not lift up sword against each other. And they shall not learn any war anymore. How would that be the fulfillment of that?
They quoted that.
Right.
It's a lot. When I saw, I was so stunned that he said that. But it makes sense now that he would say that because he's the closest to, exactly, and he's the closest to Christianity. But if y'all notice, every time he says some off shit, what did he say first? You gotta beware of these other Israelite groups. He always starts with that.
He always say black Hebrew.
Why the?
He always used that key term.
Yeah, he said that.
He always
I didn't
used
catch
that
that.
key
Yeah.
term every time.
But he uses that phrase and then he goes way off in the scripture somewhere. These other that say this and that say that. He always do that. He's trying to align himself not to be unauthentic.
That dude's probably an agent, man.
Oh, he's
That's where I was going.
definitely the agent, and he sold out, took the bag, all of that shit.
Only Esau caused
If you sell out,
black Hebrew Israelites.
you're an agent when you sell out.
Yeah,
Esau just ain't gonna give you money. Here, you take the bag, stop teaching. No, we need you to be an asset. We call on you.
It's like a FBI informant.
Yeah.
You know,
And Nate is pretty much Jay Reed. He's in too deep. He's in too deep. Like, he's all the way in.
Man,
But-
how do you
but-
know the truth? So I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying like he's all the way in. So he's playing his character to a T. Because obviously people believe it. That's why he has such a massive following.
yeah.
But that whole shit is an act, and
Man.
he's leading you down the path of destruction.
Yeah, those government agents, they're well trained in how to tangle you up and pretty much
Well trained in manipulation.
manipulation and lie,
Yeah.
deception, you know. But he's only playing himself, because the true worshipers, they're not going to be deceived.
Exactly.
And if there's any righteous in your church, they're going to get out. They're going to flee.
Yeah, like Yahushua said, and my sheep, they hear not the voice of
Strangers.
shall flee.
And they provoke a lot of thoughts, but I want to say this. There's a lot of movies that go into this topic about informants or,
Yeah.
And the thing about them is you don't know that they're an informant because they really have to be on the other side. Until you call on them for something, then you'll see if they're doing the job. A move like this is proving you're doing the job. Now teaching the name is proving you're doing the job. Okay, and I don't mean like, oh, you ain't know it's Howard. No, don't belittle the name. You're supposed to exalt that name, bro. Like, come on now. So we're watching what you're doing, and every time you do something, we're watching you go back and show the receipts that you deserve that bag that you was given. Right?